Good day and welcome to Alke-Centric. This is umlungisi kandlala omiyugcanini sibe sikhabakhabani sakhabuveza ngonyawo. Sela kulandela singalandelwa nangusathana uqobo. Welcome to Alke-Centric once again. Please like, share and subscribe. Today I'd like us to talk about something that we live with: television and mainstream media. And television, mainstream media, and children. Either your children, but not necessarily yours, either your children, younger siblings, nephews and nieces, just those close ones, the younger generation. It is very, very important that we who have a bit of knowledge about the mainstream media, about television, that we monitor what children watch, and we make sure that we teach them as much as we can about the importance and the not so importance of television. We teach them how to listen, how to analyze what is important, what is less important, and what is not important at all. Because I'm saying this because, being someone who was born and bred in South Africa, I remember in my when I was a teen, there was a television program called Yizo Yizo. This television program, I personally think it was toxic for children, but we watched it nonetheless. It was fun, whatever. But my aunt hated the television program. We couldn't watch it when she was around, and at the time we didn't understand why. And she would say, "I hate Yizo Yizo." And now that I watch it with an adult's point of view, I see why. And I look back at the time the television program was on air. It turned a lot of my peers and all the ones into gangsters, into hooligans. If you listen to to the producers, they would tell you something different, that this is about awareness, that if you do this, you will you will become this. This is what you might end up becoming. But you see, that's where monitoring what your children watch comes in. Because even if they do watch the program, when you are there, you are then able to analyze and then break it down to them. Because without that, they will analyze it themselves and it may end up sour, like it did with some of my peers when we were younger. When I go back home, some of them are hooligans and nobodies. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Why? Because of a television program. And we need to make sure that we teach our children to read. And you cannot teach children to read if you don't read yourself. There needs to be a time in your household where everyone picks up something to read. It doesn't have to be a book. It can be a newspaper. And then after reading that, then just a bit of question and answers of what did you understand about what you read. Firstly, you are building your child's vocabulary, number one. Number two, you are you're putting them in a position where they are learning a good habit. And then the most important thing, what to read. Make sure that your children read something that will empower them and that will be of benefit of the whole black nation, because we cannot think about the whole world before thinking about us. English says charity begins at home. So the first thing to do is to make sure that we think about ourselves, then the world later. Right now, we are at the bottom of the food chain. If anyone, and I mean anyone, it could be the Chinese, the US, or whoever wants to do something, we are the first victims. Why is that? Right now, we have uneducated politicians, and by uneducated, I don't mean, I'm not talking about certified, because people go to school and they are certified, but they remain uneducated. Being certified, having a degree in this and that, it does not necessarily mean that you are educated. It just means that you are trained to be something and you are certified at that particular field, but you are not educated. At some point, we will explain what education means, because uh, I'm sorry to dwell on this, but it bothers me a lot to say certification is education. And certification, yes, is education to a certain extent, but our forefathers were educated. They may not have gone to the so called formal school, but were educated. That's why if you sit with an elderly person, they can tell you a lot of things, history that you can write books about. But you, as a so called educated person, have nothing to tell really. That is just one of the simple examples. So, if we are to make sure that we become better as a people, we need to make sure that our children learn more about our history. Our children are interested in our history. Our children know the importance of being a good person, just a good person. They know the importance. You do not have to teach them to be good people, but they understand the importance of being good people. Then you can instill all these other values. It's gonna be easy to instill all these other values. And last but not least, we teach our children about our spirituality. We teach them the importance of our spirituality. Why is it so necessary that we are spiritually aligned to who we are, not what the world wants us to be? We teach them, even if you go to church, it's okay, you can go to church, but understand that you've got nothing to do with Jesus, Moses, Abraham. But as I am uCwanini, your responsibility is to abanye oCwanini, Amamiya, Amazizi, and ultimately the black nation. That is your first responsibility. The world will follow. You cannot put anything ahead of yourself. You come first and then the rest follows. So I'm sorry if it sounds like I've derailed. This is mainly about what our children consume. Even on social media, you make sure that your children know what they are consuming and they understand the importance, even if it's negative. I personally believe that nothing is negative altogether. There's some positivity in everything that we come across in life, however negative it may sound, but there is some positivity. It's just based on how you analyze it as an individual. Therefore, if they watch whatever it is that may be toxic, but there's something to learn from there. There's something to learn from everything in the world. It just depends on how you look at it. Now, that is where you come in as a parent, teaching how to look at things. You teach your children how to analyze for themselves. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment in the comment section below. Last but not least, please subscribe and press the notification button to see whenever we post new content. Thank you.